This is the fourth video on Strunk and White in preparation for your midterm, Thursday, October 21st. So probably the most important rule from Strunk and White to me, now you may disagree, is Rule 17 on page 23, omit needless words. So here is the rule in its entirety. I have to read it, so forgive me. Vigorous writing is concise. A sentence should contain no unnecessary words. A paragraph, no unnecessary sentences. For the same reason that a drawing should have no unnecessary lines, and a machine no unnecessary parts. This requires not that the writer make all sentences short or avoid all detail and treat subject only in outline, but that every word tell. Now today we might use every word count or every word be important, but that's Rule 17. You'll notice my book is falling apart because I use it so much, but anyway. So White says this about Rule 17. It's on Roman numeral 16 in the introduction. This is what White says. There you have a short, valuable essay on the nature and beauty of brevity. 59 words that could change the world. Having recovered from his adventure in prolixity, 59 words are a lot of words in the tight world of William Strunk Jr., the professor proceeds to give you quick lessons in pruning. So that you will find on page 23. Now, you're going to have to think about this one because there's not an exact answer. How could those 59 words change the world? Omit needless words. Okay, I'll give you a couple examples, but for the midterm, you got to think of some of your own. So think about your textbooks you had to buy. Were they thick? Those two grammar books I showed you in the first video were thick. Think about an engineering book or a psychology book, a sociology book, a history book. Think how thick they are. How would your world change if those books omitted every needless word? Would you get your work done faster? Would you understand it better? Here's another thought. What about the environment? Would it take fewer trees to publish those books? So how would your world change? So I kind of changed the question how it would change the world to your world, because if you find a difficult question, if you talk about yourself first and then expand it to the world, you'll do better. Okay. Insurance policies on your car, assuming you have a car. You know, your Lamborghini or your Bentley, I don't care. If you read the insurance policy carefully, do you understand it? How would your world change when some Ferrari wrecked your Cadillac? You would know all the provisions of your insurance policy were written in words you could understand. You would know how many days you get a rental car. My daughter and I discovered a sneaky thing. You get a rental car on your insurance policy, you would pay for the little bit extra, it's only like $4 a month, for 28 days. So then you take your car to the repair place and they keep it 31 days or longer. And now you're paying the huge daily price of a rental car. So you've got to read your car insurance carefully. So maybe it pays not to have a car. But anyway, that would how it would change your world. Now, how about the world? So if you were an indigenous person and the United States government handed you a treaty in the 1890s and it omitted needless words, would you have signed that treaty? Probably not, because it would say, We're going to take away your lands and kill most of you. So it's important that everything we write omits needless words. The greatest sinners of these rules are lawyers, politicians, and college administrators. Believe it or not. I have a friend who was the head of an ESL department, not at Santa Monica College. And students would come to complain about something, and she'd say to them, they won't let me do it. The students never questioned who they was. She just made this up. They won't let me do it, because she wasn't going to let them do it. So watch what people say. Omit needless words. So how could Rule 17 change the world? You've got to come up with some ideas. Start with your own life and then think about the world and what's happening in the world today. Any questions? Email me.